The check sits in the center of the kitchen table, $650. I write one every Thursday morning before my daughter wakes up, before the coffee finishes brewing, before I allow myself to think about what else that money could do. My name is Sarah. The pen feels heavier each week, not physically, just the weight of the routine itself, the expectation that's become a calendar event I can't delete. I fold the check once, slide it into the envelope that already has my mother's name written on it. The address I know by heart. 15 minutes away, close enough to visit, far enough to require intention. I'm a dental hygienist. I work 4/10s at a practice in Westchester, and my take-home is about $4,000 a month. The $650 I send to my parents is 16% of that. I've done the math, multiple times. On slow Tuesday afternoons between patients, on Sunday evenings when I'm meal prepping for the week, on Thursday mornings when I'm writing the check, 16% feels manageable in theory. In practice, it's the difference between comfortable and constantly calculating. My daughter's name is Lily. She's 7, second grade. She has my ex-husband's dark hair and my stubborn streak, which means homework is a nightly negotiation and bedtime is a battlefield I'm slowly losing. Her favorite color changes weekly. Last month it was purple. This month it's rainbow, but only the warm colors. She wants to take pottery classes at the community center. $35 a session, 8 sessions. I told her maybe for her birthday. Her birthday is in March. It's October now. I send the money because my mother fell last November. She was carrying laundry down the basement stairs, missed a step, broke her ankle in 2 places. She had surgery, pins and plates. She was out of work for 4 months. My mother works, or worked, as a receptionist at a law firm. Decent pay, decent benefits, but not enough to cover everything. My father is 59. He used to be in sales, industrial equipment, something with commissions. Used to, past tense. He hasn't worked in 3 years. He says the industry changed, that companies want younger guys who understand the technology, that he's sent out hundreds of applications. He's probably right about some of it. When my mother fell, they asked for help. Not asked, exactly. My mother called me from the hospital, groggy from anesthesia, and said, "I don't know how we're going to manage." My father got on the phone and said, "We might lose the apartment." I said I'd help. I didn't ask how much. I should have asked how much. We settled on $650 a week. That's what they needed to cover rent, groceries, my mother's medications, the co-pays for physical therapy. It was supposed to be temporary. 4 months, maybe 6, until my mother got back on her feet, literally. That was 11 months ago. My mother went back to work in March, part-time at first, now full-time. She walks with a slight limp, but she's cleared for all her duties. I know this because I asked her directly in June. I said, "Mom, are you back to full-time?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Are you feeling okay? Financially?" She said, "We're managing." I didn't ask what managing meant. I didn't ask if they still needed the $650 every week. I just kept writing the checks. I think I was afraid of the answer. Lily appears in the kitchen doorway in her unicorn pajamas, hair matted on one side where she slept on it. "Is it Thursday?" she asks. She knows it's Thursday. She knows what Thursday means. She's seen the routine enough times. "It is," I say. "Are you sending Grandma and Grandpa money again?" "I am." She tilts her head. She has this way of looking at me that's too knowing for 7. "Do they need it?" "Yes," I say, even though I'm not certain anymore. Grandma was hurt, remember? That was a long time ago. It was. It feels like a long time ago and also like yesterday. Time has that quality lately. "When are they coming to visit?" Lily asks. This is the question she asks most. Once a week, at least, sometimes more. When are they coming to visit? When can I see them? Why don't they call? I have variations of the same answer. They're busy. They're recovering. They're dealing with a lot right now. Soon, probably soon. "I don't know, honey," I say. "But they live close," she says. "I know. 15 minutes. Yes. I timed it once when we drove past their apartment. I remember." She shifts her weight from one foot to the other, a little dance she does when she's thinking. "Can I make them something, like a card, so they know I'm thinking about them?" My chest does something complicated. Pride and pain in equal measure. "That's really sweet, Lil. I'll make it really good," she says, already heading toward the art supply drawer. With the fancy markers. I watch her dig through the drawer, pulling out markers and construction paper and stickers shaped like stars. She spreads everything on the table, pushing my coffee mug aside. She hums while she works, some song from school, off-key and earnest. I seal the envelope with the check inside. I'll mail it this afternoon on my way to work, same as every Thursday. I've been sending them for 11 months and my parents have visited twice. Once in December, 3 weeks after my mother got out of her walking boot. They stayed for an hour. We had coffee. My mother asked about Lily's school. My father scrolled through his phone. The second time was in May. That visit was shorter, 45 minutes. They brought grocery store cookies in a plastic container. Lily showed them a painting she'd done in art class, a sunset with palm trees. My mother said, "That's nice, sweetie." My father said, "Where's your bathroom?" They haven't called since July. I call them once a week, usually on Sundays. The conversations are brief. "How are you feeling, Mom?" "Fine, fine." "How's Dad?" "He's fine." "How's Lily?" "She's good. Growing fast." "That's good." Okay, well, I'll let you go." "Okay. Talk soon." "Okay." I haven't mentioned the money in those calls. I haven't asked if they still need it. I think if I ask, they'll say yes, and I'll keep sending it because I won't have a good reason to say no. If I don't ask, I can tell myself I'm being generous. If I ask and they say yes, I'll have to admit I'm being used. That's ungenerous. They're my parents. They raised me. They fed me, clothed me, put me through college, half of it anyway. I owe them something, don't I? I think I do. I'm not sure anymore. Lily holds up her card. It's covered in rainbow stripes, warm colors only as promised, and she's written in careful second-grade print, "I miss you, Grandma and Grandpa. Love, Lily." She's drawn 2 stick figures holding hands. One has gray hair. One has a cane. "What do you think?" she asks. "It's perfect," I say. "Should we mail it with the check?" I hesitate. The check is for them. The card is for them. It makes sense. "Sure," I say. "I'll drop it off." "Drop it off?" Her face lights up. "Can I come? Can I see them?" "No." I don't say that. I say, "Not this time, honey. I'll drop it in their mailbox. You've got school." Her face falls, not dramatically, just a slight downward turn of her mouth, a dimming in her eyes. She's used to disappointment. That's worse somehow. "Okay," she says. "I'm a bad mother." "No, I'm not. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. But sometimes the best isn't enough, and sometimes trying means making choices that hurt in small, accumulated ways. 3 weeks later, on a Tuesday, Lily comes home from school with a purple flyer. It's wrinkled, smudged with what looks like juice or possibly finger paint. She smooths it on the table with both hands like it's a treasure map. "Look," she says. "Look, Mom." It's an announcement for the school's fall production. The second-grade class is performing a play. Something about autumn and harvest and community. There's going to be singing. There's going to be costumes. Every child has a part. Lily's part is Grateful Pumpkin. "You're a pumpkin?" I ask. "Not just a pumpkin," she says. "A grateful pumpkin." I have 3 lines, and I get to wear orange. You don't like orange. "It's a warm color," she says very seriously, "so it counts as rainbow." The play is in 5 weeks, November 15th, Friday evening, 7 o'clock. Parents and grandparents are invited, encouraged. There's a line at the bottom about how family support helps children develop confidence and joy in creative expression. "Can Grandma and Grandpa come?" Lily asks. I knew she'd ask. Of course she'd ask. "I'll invite them," I say. "Really? Really?" Her smile is so wide it makes my throat tight. I'm going to be the best grateful pumpkin ever. I call my parents that evening after Lily's in bed. My mother answers on the 5th ring. "Hello?" "Hey, Mom, it's Sarah." "Oh, hi, honey, how are you?" "I'm good. Listen, Lily has a school play coming up, November 15th in the evening. She has a speaking part. She's really excited about it. I wanted to see if you and Dad could come." There's a pause. Not a long one. Just a beat. Long enough to notice, November 15th? Friday, the 15th. It starts at 7. "Let me check with your father." The phone goes muffled. I hear voices, indistinct, a back and forth that lasts maybe 30 seconds. She comes back on. What time did you say? 7 o'clock. At her school. It's maybe 45 minutes. Probably shorter. We should be able to do that, she says. Let me put it on the calendar. Great, I say. Lily will be so excited. She's been asking about you. That's sweet. Tell her we said hi. I will. Was there anything else? There are a lot of things. I want to ask how she's feeling. I want to ask if they still need the money. I want to ask why they haven't visited, why they haven't called, why 15 minutes feels like an impossible distance. I don't ask any of it. No, I say. That's all. Okay, we'll see you on the 15th. See you then. I tell Lily the next morning. She's eating cereal, spilling milk on the placemat, and I say, Grandma and Grandpa are coming to your play. She drops her spoon. Milk splashes. She doesn't notice. She throws her arms around my neck and says, Really, really? And I say, Really, really. She talks about it every day. She practices her lines in the mirror. She draws pictures of pumpkins and puts them on the refrigerator. She asks what she should say to her grandparents when she sees them. I tell her to just be herself. She asks if they'll be proud of her. I tell her of course they will. I remind my parents once, a week before the play. My mother says, Yes, we have it on the calendar. I remind them again, 3 days before. My mother says, We know, Sarah, we'll be there. The day of the play. I leave work early. I pick Lily up from school at noon. The teachers are doing dress rehearsal in the afternoon. Lily is vibrating with excitement. She talks the entire drive home. She talks while we eat lunch. She talks while I help her into her costume, an orange felt pumpkin suit with a green stem hat. Do I look grateful? She asks, posing in the mirror. Extremely grateful, I say. When do we leave? 6:15. That's forever. It's 2 hours. Forever, she insists. We leave at 6:15. The school is 11 minutes away. We arrive at 6:30. The parking lot is already half full. Parents and grandparents stream toward the entrance. Lily holds my hand, skipping. Do you see them? She asks. Not yet. They'll meet us inside. We find seats in the 4th row. I save 2 seats on my left with my coat and purse. Lily sits on my right, craning her neck to watch every person who enters. Is that them? She asks, pointing at an older couple. How about them? Not yet, honey. 6:45, 6:50, 6:55. The auditorium is filling up. The lights dim slightly. A teacher walks on stage and taps the microphone. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. Please take your seats. Lily looks at me. Where are they? I don't know. Maybe traffic. You said there's never traffic. Sometimes there is. I text my mother. We're here, 4th row, left side. Are you close? No response. The lights dim further. The teacher welcomes everyone. She talks about the hard work the students have put in. She talks about the importance of supporting young artists. Lily is staring at the empty seats beside me. I move my coat and purse to the floor. They might be running late, I whisper. They'll sneak in. The play starts. The 1st graders come out dressed as leaves. They sing a song about falling. Lily is on stage for the 3rd number, the pumpkin patch scene. She delivers her lines clearly. I am grateful for the sun. I am grateful for the rain. I am grateful for the farmers who helped me grow. She's perfect. She's glowing. She's looking into the audience, searching for familiar faces. I clap so hard my palms hurt. The play ends at 7:40. The kids take a bow. Parents stand, applauding. Lily is scanning the crowd. She finds me. She waves. I wave back. She's looking past me, beside me, at the empty seats. I meet her backstage. She's still in her pumpkin costume. Did you see me? She asks. You were amazing. Best grateful pumpkin in the history of grateful pumpkins. Did Grandma and Grandpa see? They must have gotten stuck somewhere, I say. I'm sure they wanted to be here. Her face does something I'll remember forever. Not a collapse, something quieter, a closing, like a door gently shutting. It's okay, she says. You saw me. We drive home in silence. I check my phone at stoplights. No texts, no missed calls. At home, I help Lily out of her costume. She puts on her pajamas without being asked. She brushes her teeth without being reminded. She gets into bed and says, "I'm tired. It's been a big day." "Yeah, I'm really proud of you, Lil." "Thanks, Mom." I kiss her forehead. I turn off the light. I close the door most of the way, leaving it cracked like she likes. In the kitchen, I call my mother. It rings 4 times. 5, 6. She answers. "Hello? It's Sarah." "Oh, hi, honey." My jaw is tight. My hands are shaking. I press one palm flat against the counter. "You missed the play." "What?" "The play. Tonight. November 15th. You said you'd be there." A pause. "Oh, God, Sarah. Was that tonight?" "Yes, that was tonight. I reminded you 3 times." "I'm so sorry. I had it written down. I must have your father and I went to the casino this afternoon, just for a few hours, and I guess I lost track of time." "The casino. They went to the casino." "You lost track of time," I repeat. "It was completely my fault. We just went for the buffet, really. It was a special, and then your father wanted to try the slots, and you know how it is." "I don't know how it is," I say. My voice is even, flat. "My daughter stood on stage and looked for you. She practiced for 5 weeks. She asked every single day if you'd be there. You said you would." "I know, I'm so sorry. We'll make it up to her. We can take her out for ice cream, maybe this weekend." "No." "No? You won't make it up to her. You don't get to promise her things anymore." "Sarah, honey," I said, "I'm sorry. It was an honest mistake." "An honest mistake?" I'm quiet for a moment. I'm looking at the envelope on the counter. This week's check. $650. I haven't mailed it yet. "Mom, do you still need the money I've been sending?" "What?" "The $650 every week for 11 months. Do you still need it?" Another pause. Longer this time. "Well, it's certainly helpful." "Helpful? Is it necessary?" "I wouldn't say necessary, exactly, but it takes pressure off. Takes pressure off so you can go to the casino." "That's not fair." "You're right," I say. "It's not fair. It's not fair that I've sent you over $30,000 this year. It's not fair that I told my daughter she couldn't take pottery classes because I can't afford it. It's not fair that you live 15 minutes away and you've visited twice. It's not fair that you promised my daughter you'd watch her perform and then you chose slot machines instead." "Sarah." I'm not finished. "I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to tell me the truth. Do you need this money to survive?" Silence. "Mom." "We're managing," she says quietly. "That's not an answer. We don't need it to survive, but it's helpful. It lets us breathe a little, do things we enjoy. We've been under a lot of stress, you know. Your father's been having a hard time." "Stop," I say. "Just stop. Sarah, you don't understand. I understand that you've been taking over $1,000 a month from me to breathe a little while my daughter asks why you never visit her. I understand that you spent this afternoon gambling instead of watching your granddaughter in a school play. I understand that when I asked if you needed the money, you said you were managing, which apparently means it's for your entertainment budget. That's a cruel way to put it. It's an honest way to put it." My mother's voice shifts, gets harder. "We raised you. We put a roof over your head for 18 years. We paid for your college. You don't think you owe us something?" And there it is. The thing that's been underneath every check, every conversation, every uncomfortable silence. The debt, the unspoken contract. "I don't owe you my daughter's heartbreak," I say. "I don't owe you her confusion about why her grandparents don't love her enough to show up. We do love her. Then act like it." "Sarah, I'm done sending checks," I say. "I'm done making excuses for you. I'm done telling Lily that you're busy when the truth is that we're just not your priority. You can't just cut us off." "I can. I am. Your father can get a job. Mom, you're working full-time. Dad is 59 and healthy. If you need money, he can work. If you want money to gamble with, that's not my responsibility. I cannot believe you're doing this. I can't believe it took me this long." I hang up. My hands are shaking. My whole body is shaking. I sit down at the kitchen table. The check is still in the envelope. I tear it in half, then in half again. I keep tearing until the pieces are too small to tear anymore. My phone rings. I don't answer. It rings again. I turn it off. I go upstairs. Lily's door is still cracked. I push it open slowly. She's awake, sitting up in bed. "Mom?" "Yeah, honey?" Are you okay? I sit on the edge of her bed. I'm okay. I heard you on the phone. I know. You were yelling. A little bit. She's quiet for a moment. Are Grandma and Grandpa mad at us? No, baby, they're not mad at us. Are you mad at them? I think about lying. I'm tired of lying. Yes, I say, I am. Because they missed my play? Because they missed your play. And because they've been missing a lot of things. And that's not okay. She nods slowly. She's processing. Are we still going to see them? Not for a while. Okay, she says. She lies back down, pulls her blanket up to her chin. Mom? Yeah? Can I still take pottery classes? My throat closes. Yes, I'll sign you up this weekend. Really? Really. She smiles, small but real. Okay, good night. Good night, Lil. I close the door. I go to my room. I lie down on top of the covers, still in my work clothes. I stare at the ceiling. My phone is off. The house is quiet. There's no check to write tomorrow. For the first time in 11 months, Thursday won't mean anything except Thursday. I feel lighter. I feel guilty for feeling lighter. I feel relieved. I feel like a bad daughter. I feel like I did the right thing. I feel all of it at once. In the morning, Lily asks if we can stop for donuts on the way to school. I say yes. We sit in the car in the parking lot, eating chocolate glazed and strawberry frosted, and she tells me about the pottery class she wants to make. A bowl, she says, for me. To keep my jewelry in. It'll have stars on it. And maybe some pumpkins. Grateful pumpkins? I ask. Of course, she says. She has chocolate on her chin. Her hair is messy. She's 7 and resilient and so much braver than I've ever been. She'll be okay. We'll be okay. My phone is still off. It stays off all weekend. On Monday, I turn it back on. There are 17 missed calls from my mother, 6 voicemails, 3 texts from my father, all variations of, call your mother. I delete them without listening or reading. My mother calls on Tuesday. I let it go to voicemail. She calls on Wednesday. Same. On Thursday she texts, we need to talk about this. I reply, there's nothing to talk about. I've made my decision. She texts back, you're being incredibly selfish. After everything we've done for you. I don't respond. On Friday, my father calls. I answer. I don't know why. Maybe because I want him to say something. Maybe because I want to give him a chance. Sarah? He says. His voice is rough, angry. What the hell is this about? I'm not sending money anymore. Because we missed one play? Because you chose a casino over your granddaughter? Because you've been taking money you don't need? Because you haven't bothered to visit us in 6 months? Your mother explained that. We've been busy. Doing what? Living our lives. We're allowed to live our lives. You are. And I'm allowed to decide how I spend my money. We're your parents. And Lily is your granddaughter. She made you a card last month. Did you even look at it? Silence. Dad. She loves you. She asks about you constantly. She wants to see you. But you can't drive 15 minutes? You can't make time for a 45-minute school play? We said we're sorry. Sorry isn't enough. What do you want from us? I want you to care. I want you to show up. I want you to be grandparents. We're doing the best we can. Then your best isn't good enough. He's quiet for a long time. When he speaks again, his voice is different. Cold. Fine. If that's how you feel, you don't need to worry about us anymore. We'll manage without you. I know you will, I say. He hangs up. I sit with the phone in my hand. I wait for the guilt to come crashing in. It doesn't. Or maybe it does, but it's smaller than I expected. Manageable. I can live with it. Lily starts pottery classes the next week. She comes home covered in clay dust, grinning. She tells me about the teacher, about the other kids, about how the clay feels cold and wet and then warm from her hands. She's making a bowl. It's lopsided. She says it's supposed to be that way, that it's called organic. I hang her school painting on the wall where the calendar used to be. The one with the palm trees. The one my mother said was nice. It's better than nice. It's beautiful. Thanksgiving comes. We don't go to my parents' house. We haven't been invited. Instead, Lily and I make turkey and mashed potatoes and watch movies in our pajamas. She asks once, while we're eating, if Grandma and Grandpa are having a good Thanksgiving. I tell her I hope they are. Do you miss them? She asks. Sometimes I say, it's true. Do you? Sometimes, she says, but not as much as I thought I would. December, January. The pottery class ends. Lily brings home her bowl. It's painted blue with yellow stars. No pumpkins. She says she changed her mind about the pumpkins. She puts it on my dresser. I keep my earrings in it. I see my parents once, by accident, in March, at the grocery store. My mother is pushing a cart. My father is reading the label on a cereal box. They don't see me. I stand very still in the soup aisle, watching them. They look fine, healthy. My mother is laughing at something my father said. They look like people living their lives. I leave without saying hello. Lily turns 8 in March. We have a party at the house. Her friends from school come. We play games, we eat cake. She doesn't ask if her grandparents are coming. She already knows they're not. When everyone leaves, when the house is quiet again, she helps me clean up. She's throwing paper plates in the trash and she says very casually, "This was my favorite birthday." Yeah? Yeah. Everyone who came really wanted to be here. I hug her. Right there in the kitchen, surrounded by deflated balloons and crumpled wrapping paper, she hugs me back. The check I don't write every Thursday adds up. In 6 months, I save over $15,000. I put half in Lily's college fund. I use some for her pottery classes, some for a weekend trip to the beach, some for the emergency fund that used to be empty. I don't call my parents. They don't call me. Occasionally, I wonder if they think about us. If my mother regrets the casino. If my father wishes he'd said something different. I'll never know. Maybe that's okay. Lily stops asking about them sometime around April. Not dramatically, just gradually. The space they used to occupy in her questions fills with other things. Friends, school, art projects, life. She's okay. I'm okay. We're more than okay. And on Thursdays, when I sit at the kitchen table with my coffee, I don't feel the weight of an envelope. I feel lighter. I feel free. I feel like maybe, finally, I chose the right thing.